convention will hold on the 26th of March. I'm not only a youth leader or an interim spokesperson, I'm also a lawyer. And we have served a notice to INEC for the 26th of February. Earlier, we served that notice on the 5th of February. And that was the required 21 days. If you are going to make any adjustment to that date, all you need is a letter making an adjustment to a date. You don't need another 21 days. And that letter was since written about 2 weeks ago when we realized that we couldn't hold it on the 26th of March, on the 26th of February. The moment the CECPC agreed on the 26th of March, that letter was written to INEC, it was effected. INEC have accepted that letter, so that is long gone. It's not an issue. The issue of the date of convention is not in question, not in INEC, not certainly with us. So that's settled. It's sacrosanct, that date of 26th of March, and we have complied with all the rules, and we have notified INEC as appropriately expected for us to do that. So that's no longer an issue.
All right. That's a response to the letter that I showed you earlier on from INEC rejecting the planned NEC meeting of the party slated for next week, Thursday. Again, Ismail Ahmed, who is the youth leader of the APC, addressing the press there earlier today, also spoke about Governor Bunin. I'll allow you to listen to what his stand says.
I don't know why this is a complicated process for a lot of people to understand. Whenever, since the inception of this CECPC on June 25, 2020, whenever the chairman is not around and Governor Sani Bello is around, he acts on behalf of, he's our acting chairman. It has always been the case. That has never changed. It has always been the case. And now we have a convention on the 26th of March. The chairman wrote a letter transmitting and for his leave to go for medical treatment. Those are two emergencies. He has a medical emergency that cannot wait for convention. We have a convention that cannot wait for him to be healthy. So one has to leave for the other. The chairman left, transmitted a letter. Governor Sani Bello has been acting appropriately. What is the problem? Why is it difficult for people to simply understand that? I simply don't get it. I simply don't understand why people are making this an issue. So, Governor Abubakar Sani Bello is acting with the full authority of the caretaker committee and with the full authority of the stakeholders and leaders of the party and with the full consent and knowledge of Governor Maimada Buni. It's very clear and it's very simple.
Ismail Ahmed is a member of the caretaker committee of the APC. But I guess the problem of the party is beyond how Ismail Ahmed tried to simplify it. Because this is a conversation that we understand that the president prevailed on. Now, you heard what Governor Nasir El-Rufai said on Tuesday, and on Wednesday, we saw the statement coming from Governor Akeredolu of Ondo State on this same matter. And in fact, some new terms have emerged, like Yahoo governors and all of that in the APC. Well, let's dig into all of this matter. What does this mean for the APC? Will the National Convention still hold? With these all legality, could that 21 days provides that INEC has provided and slated in its letter? What does it mean for the conduct of the primaries? I mean, the convention. Let's get talking, everyone. I'm being joined by two gentlemen. Ayo Oyalo, one person that has prophesied about the crisis of the party. I'm not sure how Christian you are when it comes to prophecy, but Dominic Alancha is also a member of the APC. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming. Let me begin with you, Ayo. For what we have seen in the party, you are one person that has spoken against Governor Buni and the way and manner things have gone in the APC. You're happy, I'm very sure, that he's no longer at the helm of affairs, at least momentarily.
Unfortunately, I'm not happy. I was praying that my prophecy will not come to pass, because whether you like it or not, I'm a member of this party. I want the best for the party. So I will not say I'm happy. I'll say I'm actually sad that the prophecy came to pass, because the stakeholder rose up late. When a few of us have seen this and have said it, I was in this your studio show a few number of times, and I said that clearly the way Governor Bruno was going, it was so obvious he was not going to conduct this convention. He didn't want to, for whatever reason. And unfortunately, everybody felt maybe we were too troublesome, or we were just a bunch of rabble-rouser or something, I don't know. But if they had taken our word when we started from October last year, you remember this started in October. I was in your studio in October. Then something happened in December. I was here again. And if people had listened to us then and had taken more charge than like they are taking now, we will not be at this precipice that we are.
You don't think that Governor Bello, taking over, it doesn't change anything?
No. It is good now. I'm actually happy that this is happening. I'm only sad that it's happening at this time. I wish they had done it earlier, and we would not have been at this now trying to beat time. Because let me tell you where the challenge is. If we miss the date, Muslims will start fasting at least a week after then or thereabout.
The Ramadan fast.
The Ramadan fast will start. So automatically it means we'll have to wait for another over 30 days, because we'll have to wait for them to finish Ramadan and to do Salah. And that means we have already started eating into the period when the primaries ought to start taking place. The primary is supposed to start in April, between April to June. So we will have lost all this period simply because we didn't heed this warning on time. But I hope, from what my brother Ismail said this afternoon, that they are in control, because I am not privy to whatever information he has. So I sincerely pray that he's right, and I pray that they have put things in control, and we can have this convention as planned on the 26th of March. However, one thing I just want to pray for is, when we are having this convention, we want an elective convention, not an imposed convention that where we just sit down in the room and pick people.
Is an imposed convention a mode of
what they call it consensus, but it's a good thing. However, we would have preferred that. You see, Mr. President himself is a Democrat. This is a man who will not impose on people. And you can hear from what Governor Narisi said 2 days ago, that they practically were telling him he should do it. But clearly it tells you that the man himself, as a person, prefers an elective convention where people can. You see, if we have a convention where the chairman and whoever is coming into the National Working Committee knows that they are accountable to the electorate, they will do one. They will work harder in terms of their campaign, like some people have worked. Secondly, they will be more conscious of the fact that they have to be accountable. But if people are just handpicked, it makes it easy for them to believe that they owe their allegiance to whoever the godfather it is that picked them.
Let me bring Mr. Alanche into the conversation. Does it look like what we are hearing in your party, like there are some people do not want to conduct the convention?
Yes, I believe that some persons within the party don't want to conduct the convention. I don't want to mention names, but
you are free to mention.
Yeah, I think. I'm not attacking them.
Yeah.
But from all indications, there were no preparation on ground that shows that they really want to conduct this convention. I mean, the Maimala Buni, the secretary, and those other governors that are not members of the caretaker committee that are controlling, seemingly, trying to control the activities of the party. Because, for example, in November of last year, a court injunction stopping the conduct of this convention was obtained, and they sat on it. What for? Only to bring it out days to this convention. Their plan is to scuttle the convention, but I'm telling you, they have been disappointed. And that is why when this got to the knowledge of Mr. President, like El-Rufai told us on national television, he instructed that a legal process to ensure that these conventions holds, be initiated. And I think that is what we are seeing within the party. So for me, March 26 is sacrosanct. The youth leader have stated it. He's now the spokesperson of the party. He has stated it in a very loud and clear voice that February 26 is sacrosanct. And why do I believe that is sacrosanct? In March, I think around February 6th of this year, a letter notifying INEC of this convention, which is the mandatory 21 days notice, was sent to INEC. And when it was visible that the convention...
I guess we can look at that letter and make sense of what it is. Okay. We understand that there was a letter.
I would have loved to end my point.
No, you will go ahead. I just wanted that letter to go on so that people can see.
Yeah, it was on the 9th of March.
On the 9th of March, invitation to the emergency
No, this is the
this is the next one, which is not even necessary. I will talk about
INEC rejected.
Yes.
I'm talking about
INEC
the one
doesn't have to be in
that was
NEC.
transmitted by the APC to INEC, informing INEC of the convention.
The convention and the national and the state congresses initially.
I guess the producer will bring it on.
Yes, so when that letter was sent to INEC informing them, and it was very visible and clear that the convention was not going to hold on 26th of February, they again sent INEC another letter notifying them that the convention will not hold on 26th, but on 26th of February, but 26th of March.
After the state congress.
So this is the letter you're talking about?
Yes, this is the letter I'm talking about.
But this is about zonal congress, not about the convention.
There was one
before this particular one.
There was one before this.
There was one before this particular one. In February, around February 5th or February 6th. So with that, the APC
INEC is aware they have failed. They will fulfill the mandatory constitutional requirement.
Okay, so you are aware that any notice that's coming from a political party has to be with 21 days before.
That is what we are. That is what he's trying to say now.
That's what I'm
the letter INEC rejected was the letter notifying INEC of the NEC meeting.
But let me state this. Let me say this. There is nowhere in the Electoral Act that demand that party must invite INEC to her NEC meeting. NEC meeting is an internal affairs of the party. The INEC don't need to be there. Even if they are there, they are only there to observe.
Observers.
The 21 days notice.
Are you sure you're correct?
Yes.
If you're talking about election and change of leadership in your party.
No, we are not talking about change of leadership. There is no change of leadership
yet.
yet.
That NEC meeting.
NEC meeting is to deliberate, to ratify convention issues and all of that.
You will be ratifying the procedures.
The procedures
of the convention.
So you're talking about the election.
Exactly.
So which is provided in the law that when you are taking decision.
What INEC need to be there is with regards to congresses, conventions, all right, major and stuff like that. But when it gets primary elections, that is what
that is where they should be, not
they should be. And even when they are there, for example, in primary election, they are only observers. They don't write results.
They don't write the results.
So what is their business? INEC should come out clean on
INEC
it
should not have been writing this kind of letter.
I see them trying to sabotage our convention. They should come out clean on this. Is INEC member of APC NEC? Are they NEC members of APC?
Why
are they members of NEC? What business do they have to do there?
No, but if you're blaming INEC, INEC is the one.
I'm not blaming INEC. I'm even blaming the party that wrote to them in the first place.
There was no need.
There was no need.
Absolutely. Into our NEC.
There was no need.
The last NEC we had when the Amboni and Co were conducted, was INEC there?
Ayolowo, PDP is holding her 95th NEC meeting on Wednesday, 15th, from what we are seeing in the media circulating. Did they give INEC 21 days notice? In our party's convention, Article 25B1, it said that we must hold NEC meeting quarterly. So each quarter we want to hold NEC meeting.
We have to invite INEC.
No. INEC is trying to sabotage our convention,
all right,
and that will be unacceptable.
Let me ask Ayo, are you satisfied with the zoning arrangement that was released by the president?
Well, to make things easy, that is why you zone. So I don't have problem with the zoning arrangement. And like I said before you brought in Dominic, my brother here, The only thing that I wish is for when there is no consensus that is acceptable to everybody, then let the candidates or the aspirants go for election. That way, we will have a less fractious convention so that whoever loses will know that he lost because a better candidate or a more popular candidate won, and then everybody work together. But if people are forced out in the guise of consensus, it is always the recipe to bad blood, to anger, and to simmering disaffection, so that people deliberately work against the party. So my advice to our party is that the zoning agreement for me is fair enough, is good, and like Governor Nasir Rufai explained it here, there was a purpose behind the system that was adopted, which is acceptable to all of us. However, let us not force consensus where there is none. Consensus, like I've always insisted, must be done and acceptable to all the stakeholders. Not when you are forcing people to accept somebody. I don't think that is consensus. I believe that would be an imposition. So for me, the arrangement for zoning is fair, it's acceptable, it's equitable, and then let everybody have their own say, and let the majority have their way.
If you remember what Governor Nasir Rufai said on Tuesday, he spoke about President Buhari's preference for a certain person.
That is said Rufai telling us the president have not said that. If the president, and to that effect, you remember when it was making rounds that the president has endorsed a particular candidate from the North Central.
Even the candidate himself said no.
Even the candidate said no. Even the presidency, through the media aid to the president, Femi Adesina, wrote and debunked that. So that is just mere speculation. El-Rufai should not come out here and be misleading Nigerians that the president mentioned them, he told them his preference, while the presidency are denying it. So who is lying? Are they saying that the presidency, the presidency, they are lying? So for that, I think if there will be consensus, the president is a Democrat. The party, our party constitutions states procedures for having a consensus candidate, and the new electoral act also stated a procedure for having a consensus candidate in an elective for any election or party positions. So for me, the procedures will be followed. The president is a true Democrat. He's a Democrat. He has not deviated from that. If he's going to do that, he will consult with a larger majority of the critical stakeholders of this party to arrive as a consensus. Even at that, the convention will go on and there will be a yes or a nay vote. In a situation where there is a nay vote, election will happen. So we are preparing for this convention, for an elective convention. But should a consensus candidate be thrown up, let it follow the due process that our party constitution has stated.
So, you are aware also, Ayo, because a lot of the things that Governor Nasir Rufai said on the program, there were communications or interactions with President Buhari. And he said, according to him, he was not the only person. We actually saw him after he left the meeting. And it does look like everything he said on the program were actions that have now been taken from what the president, body language and everything had said. For example, what the president said on Sunday when he was traveling, that was after the meeting with, it does look like the president has a stance and he has given instructions.
No, I will not want to get into a controversy about what the president said and what the president did not say and did not say, because I was not there. I have zero idea or information about what the president said. I'm not a governor, so I couldn't be there. However, two things are going to happen. We're going to have a NEC meeting on Thursday, 17th of March, and from the whatever happens after the NEC meeting, it will give us a very fair idea of what to expect in the convention. And like my friend here said, I agree that consensus is a part of our constitution. However, consensus must follow all due process. And like most people have said, from the period when we started the APC, we've always had a consensus candidate. So there is no crime in having a consensus. I don't have a problem with it. However, I only hope that the consensus will follow laid down procedure where every candidate or aspirant is given a fair shot.
Do you subscribe to those who are of the opinion that your party is in such a state that if the president does not come out plainly on the way to go, that the party cannot afford to go into elective situation at the convention. Are you of that opinion?
I am not of that opinion. I believe the president is a Democrat. He's a father, but he does not still own the party. If it was like a few people that own the party, then it's just a good friends club. Then the rest of us have no business being in this party. So I don't think that the president will impose, or that if he doesn't speak, then we don't know what to do. However, as our father and as the father of the nation, it is good to listen to him. It is good to take guidance from him based on so many things. One, his experience, his age, and the things he has seen. So it's a good thing. It's an advantage that we have him as the overall leader of the party. However, for all you can see, other people also have their own ideas. For instance, before we got to this point, many people have had the things that me have been saying on air in mind. They just would not say it because they don't want to rock the boat. But eventually, everybody had to rock the boat. So today, we are having a situation where we now know that the convention is going to hold. And when the convention holds, whatever comes out of it will be managed, because clearly, those who are for are far more than those who are against.
All right. So what's your position on that school of thought? Can your party afford not to explore the political leadership of President Buhari and the fact that he needed to take a strong decision before the party goes into the convention?
Yes, he needed to take a strong decision before the party go into this convention, and that decision must be democratic. And I believe that the president will take a democratic decision that everybody will be satisfied with. And that is why I said that consensus is an internal party. I mean, it's an arrangement that is factored into our constitution, and that has to do with wide consultations of stakeholders and all of that. Now, away from that, Shehu, El-Rufai has been telling us what the president told them, Other governors are there. If you look at the release by Akeredolu the other day, he said something that some people within the corridors of power and the governors, you know those I'm talking about, Mai Mala Buni, Bello, and the rest of them, who are trying to scuttle this arrangement, are parading fake, fake endorsement, procured injunction and all of that. So if Akeredolu, believe that those endorsements we were hearing is fake, you understand? I mean, how do you put two and two together with El-Rufai? What El-Rufai is saying? The president have not spoken to us about that. El-Rufai is just speaking for himself. Really? He's not speaking for the president. He's not speaking for the party. You understand what I'm saying?
Might be speaking for the governors?
He's speaking. Well, the governors are not also an organ of the party. They don't own this party.
But it's a caucus.
It's
and
not
a powerful one at that.
Yes, I agree because they are the governors of this party, but
and the leaders of the party,
and that is why we are saying that all of us will have a stake in this party, for crying out loud. So there should be wide consultation before decisions is taken. Now, finally, Shehu, between Monday and today, the confidence that have been reposed on this party by members of this party, we've never seen that kind of confidence being reposed in the leadership of the party in the last 22 months. Yeah. It has never happened. So the party, Sani Bello and others that are piloting the affairs of the party now, pending when NEC will meet, should ensure that this convention holds. And that is the only way they can write their name in gold.
We understand that there are 4 governors on one side and 19 on the other side. We see how all of these...
No, there is no problem with that. 4 is greater than 19.
So it has been. We've seen that happen.
Not in the APC.
We've seen that happen.
19 is always greater than 4.
Is a democratic
we are
party,
democratic,
so
and we know that the higher the numbers, the more...
When that happened,
we have no fear. The 4 governors can calm down.
Thank you so much.
And I will understand 2 of them have even crossed carpet to make it 19 now. Only 2 left.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see how that goes. Thank you so much, Dominic.
Thank you very much.